to meet you.
Wonderful to meet you, man.
Quick question for you. Who are some of your musical influences? I guess early on in life, and how did you kind of get an influence and a start going? So.
Well, I started to play the piano by listening to my mom. She was not a professional or a teacher, but she played for family enjoyment, and that's where I really got my first start. You know, she would just show me little melodies and chords, and then leave me up on that stool. And I'm talking about when I'm 5, 6 years old. So,
Okay.
you know, that was the real beginning. But when you jump forward a little bit and you talk about influences, certainly Elton John. You know, going back further in front of him, Jerry Lee Lewis, Little Richard, and then Leon Russell was huge for me. Love Leon stuff. You know, of course he had his own records, but he was on everybody's record. It seems like he was a huge session musician. Played Frank Sinatra and Sonny and Cher and just all of these people. But I love Leon's playing. And then as time went on and I began to listen to jazz a little bit, Chick Corea, Herbie Hancock, and Keith Jarrett. Keith Jarrett is probably my favorite. He's just a genius, I think. But you know, I could go on and on for hours.
Sure.
Man. There's been a lot,
and
I'm grateful for all of them. You try to learn a little bit from all of them.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, man.
Yes, sir. My name is Rashad Harper.
Great to meet you.
Same, sir.
All right.
With the new generation of music, what do you like the most? I'm an R&B fan. Do you like anybody in R&B?
Yeah, I do. Now I'm going to go back a little bit when you talk about R&B.
Okay.
Actually, the first gold record I ever played on was a guy named Freddie North, and this would have been before you were born.
Okay.
So, but it was in I guess the late '60s.
Okay.
And Freddie had a hit record with a song called "Don't Take Her, She's All I've Got," and oddly enough, it later became a country hit for an artist whose name I forget right now. But so it had a double life actually. But you know, through the years, I've had the pleasure of working on a lot of rhythm and blues sessions, and it was a huge influence on me growing up in Alabama.
Yes, sir.
I worked in Muscle Shoals a little bit. There were some studios there that were very active, and artists like Wilson Pickett and Aretha Franklin, who I got to play with on actually a Rolling Stones song called Jumpin' Jack Flash for the movie that Whoopi Goldberg was in.
Okay.
So we did a recording session with Aretha and re-recorded that song. On my new record, which is called Back to the Woods, and it's a tribute to pioneering blues piano players, I was fortunate to get Candy Staton, C-A-N-D-I, Candy Staton. Candy had hits in the late 60s and early 70s as a rhythm blues singer, and also has now gone into gospel, and she's kind of better known as a gospel singer now. But Candy is on my record singing a duet with me she just knocked it out of the park, man.
That's great.
And it's called Mean Mistreater, and it was so much fun to work with her. And then she also does a song that she sings the lead on, and I just play behind her, called The Blues Is All Wrong. So, love rhythm and blues, and it's a great question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks for your time as well.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
Same.
Hi, I'm Hunt Grogan. How you doing?
Great to see you again, huh?
Pleasure to meet you, sir. I actually just had a personal question. I was wondering, what kind of music do you listen to, like when you're on your farm or about, right before you're about to play, just your personal stuff? Because I'm really into that, my personal music. I mean, I listen to other people's music, and I enjoy all kinds of music, and I like listening to that. But I think it's just really cool to know what people like. This is what I listen to. Because a lot of times you're kind of like, I don't want to play that in front of people. They might not like it, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of.
Well, good question, and the answer is it's kind of all over the map. This new project that I've done, which is a tribute to pioneering blues piano players, there was a lot of research involved, and so I went back and listened to Leroy Carr, Little Brother Montgomery, Skip James, Barrel House Buck McFarland, these very obscure players. And these are recordings, by the way, that are mostly pre-war era, so you're going back to the 30s and up into the early 40s. But you know, my true musical hero is Ray Charles. Always admired Ray Charles. He changed my life. I went to a concert with my sister when I was about 13 and saw him live, and it just absolutely decided what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. So I always go back to Ray, and I did cover a song that Ray did early 1950s on this new record. It's called Losing Hand. But you know, in terms of more contemporary stuff, this is a group called the Civil Wars, which I think are very interesting, a contemporary duo. Grace Potter is somebody I admire from today's contemporary artists. Susan Tedeschi, Derek Trucks, great records that they're making. And you know, Coldplay I think does some interesting things. So it's a bit all over the map, but I do my best to keep in tune.
That's what I do too. I like to listen to a little bit of everything.
What do you listen to?
I listen to all kind of music. I mean, you know, I love old rock and roll, love stuff you do, but then I also like to keep up with the new stuff too. Like, you know, golly, you know, I've always gone to Widespread Panic, Fish. I'll still do that anytime. Now I kind of
Jam bands.
Yeah, jam. Well, when they come close, I can't go do the far away stuff anymore,
Yeah.
like I used to. But you know, I started off there, but then I also love like jazz music, classical music, rap music, anything new. I try to find something a little different, like Vampire Weekend, a lot of stuff that people haven't really listened to, and I do kind of like techno music too. In some ways, it's just kind of all over the map. I mean, I have everything, so I can always accommodate, you know, kind of anybody if they want to listen to something, and I love it all, you know.
Hey, diversity and variety is a good thing. That's great. Well, thanks a lot for the question.
Pleasure to see you again, sir.
Yeah, good to see you.